Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming my pregnancy update for weeks 35 and 36. I'm almost at the end of my 36th week, so I figured I could film this and I don't want to say get it over with, but I'm just trying to do a lot of stuff for preparing for Rory, prepare for postpartum, all that kind of stuff. So I'm having a really hard time finding time to sit down and film these videos. So I literally just filmed my baby's hospital bag video and I didn't even try and change and look different. But like I said, I am trying to pre-film these just so I can edit them and get them ready for upload, so that if I don't have time to film, I can just upload them and you guys will still have a video. So I'm just gonna jump right into my symptoms. Let's see, where is it? Okay. So the first one is I've been going to the bathroom a ton. I mean, duh, but I think the worst night I have had, I went to the bathroom 7 times. Oh, like when I was sleeping, and then when I get up, I'm up for a while. And I think that's really making this last month super difficult. One, I'm really uncomfortable. I cried last night. I was like, John, I do not want to be pregnant anymore. I am over this. And it's really taking a toll on my body. I've never been this heavy, and I'm feeling it. My body's feeling it, and I'm over it. Like, everybody keeps saying, it's easier her being in there than out here. And I'm like, not physically. It's not physically easier. So of course my camera's dying. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. Obviously, I mean, physically, even, I guess it is harder having her here. Like, I'd be carrying her, be breastfeeding her, but just like, it's just, I'm over it. I'm ready to have her here. And at least when she's here, somebody else can take her for a little bit. Right now it's all me, and I'm done. So yes, I'm going to the bathroom a lot, and it sucks, and it makes sleeping hard, and then that makes everything else harder, and it's just a vicious cycle. So my second symptom is cramping and back pain. So I had mentioned in my last update that when I get out of bed, my back hurts really bad, but I've been putting a pillow between my legs, and that's been helping. Not anymore. I'm so sorry. I told you I'm tired. Not anymore. I don't think she's dropped, but I don't know if she's like lowering herself or if my pelvis is opening up more. I have no idea. It hurts so bad, and it doesn't go away now. Normally after a few hours of being awake, it would subside, and that is completely not correct anymore. It hurts all day, every day, and it's so bad. It makes picking anything up hard. It makes walking hard. The second I take a step, it resonates in my back. And then the cramping has been more consistent, I guess. Not like contraction consistent, but it definitely happens more. Next is having a stuffy nose. If you can't tell, I am very congested. It's super normal, especially this far in pregnancy. There's a lot of stuff going on, and being congested is a really common symptom, and it's disgusting. And I sound like I'm sick, but I'm not. I started eating my dates. I mentioned, I think in my last one, that I bought a 5-pound bag of dates. It was huge, but so far so good. Today is Friday, so Sunday I will have been eating 6 a day for 2 weeks, and I don't know if it's working, but I mean, at least I can say I did it. I'm getting really sick of the taste, not gonna lie. Next, these two, oh, okay, right. This is kind of gross, so TMI, but I've been going to the bathroom a lot, not peeing, and it's very urgent. and it's like multiple times a day, like 3-4 times a day that I have to go, and I have to go now. And so I don't know if that's a sign of labor or that labor's coming soon. I've heard that it could be just because your body's kind of emptying itself for the process. And then these two things go together. Last Sunday or Saturday night, I got out of bed to go to the bathroom, what's new, and I just kind of felt like this leaking sensation, and I was like, that's weird. And I looked in the bathroom and it was clear discharge is what it looked like. Didn't have a smell. Again, TMI, there's a lot of stuff about bodily fluids in pregnancy, so get over it. But I was like, okay, that's kind of odd, but okay. And it was enough that I had to change my underwear. And then Sunday, I got out of bed that morning, happened again. It happened every time I got up from a sitting or laying position. Monday, it was still happening, and I was like, maybe I should call my doctor. So I called, and they were like, does it have a smell? And I said no. And it wasn't happening if I was sitting down. It was kind of like gravity. And so she was like, because it was the nurse on call. She was like, let me talk to your doctor, and I'll call you back. I was like, okay. I told her I thought it was probably nothing. Probably just discharged, but every time I go in, they always ask, have you noticed a change in your discharge? Because that could be a sign of something serious maybe. And so I wanted to call her. And then I've also heard people say that they leaked their water for a few days, and that can be bad. Once your water breaks, if your body's not going in, like having contractions and getting that baby out naturally, they have to induce you because there's risk of infection, all that stuff. Baby doesn't have any fluid anymore, so knowing that, I wanted to make sure it wasn't that. So she called back. She was like, she's kind of concerned that it might be your water, or that you're leaking fluid and there's not going to be enough for the baby for the rest of your pregnancy. So you need to go to labor and delivery. They're going to check you. They're going to test it, see if it's amniotic fluid. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, my husband's off in about an hour. Can I wait until he gets home? And she was like, no, go now. And I was like, oh, okay. So that kind of scared me. I called John, told him he like left work. And it was really scary, and not because I thought I was going to be possibly in labor, but going to the hospital by yourself it's scary. I mean, maybe it isn't to anybody else, but to me, I was like, I really wish you were here. Like, I don't want to go by myself. And then it got even more scary because when I got there, I thought it was going to be kind of triage. They were going to just put me in a bed, have me take my pants off, check me, and then have me wait. No, they put me in a delivery room, made me put a hospital gown on, put all the monitors on me, put the little finger thing on me, did everything like I was gonna stay there. And so that was really nerve-wracking. And John didn't expect that either. And he walked in, he was like, whoa, like, this might be happening. And I was like, yeah, I know. She checked me. I was 0 centimeters. My cervix was high, it was thick, all that. And they swabbed my vagina to see if it was amniotic fluid. Test came back and it wasn't. So we were released. Yay. That was on Monday night. Tuesday, the next day, I had my 36-week appointment, and they swabbed me for group B strep. I haven't gotten the results back yet, which I assume means that it's probably fine. And then she checked me. Oh, but hold on, scratch that. Back to the hospital. Before she even checked my cervix or anything, she came back in and John wasn't here yet, and she was like, are you feeling those contractions? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, okay, they look like they were pretty intense on the chart, but you're not feeling them? And I was like, no, I'm not feeling anything. Checked me. Definitely started feeling something. I had to sit up in the bed. I was kind of like, like groaning a little bit. And she's like, are you feeling them now? And I said, yeah. Which is normal. When they check you, it kind of irritates things a little bit. And so, yes. But yeah, I wasn't dilated or anything. Then my 36-week appointment the next day, like I said, they saw me for groupie strep, and then she checked my cervix to see if I was dilated, even though they just did it, which it's painful, by the way. If you didn't know that, it's really painful. I did not know. It's awful. She checked, and I was 1 centimeter dilated, 50% effaced, and she could kind of feel her head. So I don't know if the nurse at the hospital and my doctor's opinion were different, or if I progressed that much overnight. I'm not sure. But because I told the doctor, I was like, yesterday the nurse said that I was nothing, and she was like, oh, you're 1 centimeter and 50%, and I was like, oh, okay, great. Which again, that means absolutely nothing for labor. Like, my mom was at 3 centimeters for 5 weeks. Like, it does not mean anything. But it's also nice to hear that your body is starting to do what it needs to do. So that was really nice to hear. I enjoyed getting some positive feedback. Even though I am only 36, hearing that I was nothing was like, dang, I'm over this already, and my body isn't doing anything. But my discharge wasn't anything. They said, if it happens again, call back, because you never know. When your water breaks, it's not as dramatic and objective as it is in movies. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, my water broke. A lot of women, it leaks over the course of a few days. Sometimes their water doesn't break at all, and it has to be broken. And so they were like, if it happens again and you're concerned, call us back. Like, that's why we're here, that's why you pay us. So just keep that in mind. I too hate calling. Like, I feel ridiculous, but at the same time, like, watch the one time I decide not to because I'm too embarrassed be the time that I should have, and something bad could have been preventable. So if you're the same way, just know that it's normal to them, and they know that, especially when you're a first-time mom and you've never done this before, labor is not like, does not have concrete symptoms. I mean, it kind of does, but for some people it doesn't. Like, I watched a labor story yesterday, and she'd been kind of having Braxton Hicks, but she asked her nurse if she could check her. She was like, I think some things have been happening, I just want to see if I'm dilated at all. She was dilated to an 8. Yeah. So, and she, like, her contractions weren't consistent. They weren't like totally unbearable that she thought they were actual contractions. And then she had her second baby. She got pregnant again, had her second one, and it was kind of the same thing. They checked her. She was 9.5. And I was like, okay. So I didn't feel that ridiculous. Labor is very obscure, and everybody's different, and it's just, it's hard to know if it's actually labor, especially since you don't want to go to the hospital and have to get checked in and all that stuff just to find out that you're not. So if you're ever embarrassed to call your doctor, don't be, because you're paying them a lot of money, and it's normal and totally natural. And then, okay, yeah, I think that's it for my symptoms. And I did not purchase anything these last 2 weeks because I've got everything. So I will show you my bump, and then this video is over. Okay, this is my belly. I think my leggings are pulled down. This is what it looks like. Don't mind my appendix scar, but it's definitely getting tight. If she moves a certain way, my belly button does pop out, and right now it's just kind of like flat. Like, it doesn't really, if you touch my belly, you don't know that's my belly button because it's so flat. But I'm pretty much as big as I'm gonna get. At least that's what my doctor and what my app told me. So that's nice to know that this isn't gonna stretch anymore. So I think I beat the stretch mark thing, but that's also part of genetics. My mom didn't really get any stretch marks. I have some on my sides and on my boobs, but that was from puberty. I don't have any new ones or anything. So, and I kind of have a tiny bit of that line. It's very fair, and I think I'm the only one that can notice it. I don't even know if you can see it in the video. A little bit, but yep, that is it. Okay guys, that is it for my pregnancy update, weeks 35 and 36. I hope you enjoyed, and this pregnancy is almost over, and I am ready as ever. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying that, but I'm just over it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give this video a like. If you like me, make sure you subscribe if you aren't already, and I will be back in the next few days with another video. Bye guys. Thank you.